Did anyone get that? Here we go, here comes the sun. I thought I timed it perfectly. It's cloud! It's going in, it's going in, it's going in. If I will it, it is actually. Wow, that worked. Now I'm dazzled. Dazzled, don't look at the sun. Don't, never look directly into the sun, kids. There's a big black cloud, so hopefully it'll stay behind the cloud. But, no, did anyone get the reference? I've got my Christmas jumper on again. And got my Christmas hat. So I'm trying to prolong the spirit of Christmas, because we're in that nether world, that purgatory, when I never know what day it is between Christmas and New Year. And it's only after New Year's Day, when days become themselves again, and you realise what part of the week you're in. You know, between Christmas Eve and New Year's Day, it's just, I don't know, you know, I lose track of the days and I hate it. I don't hate it. No, I don't hate it. It's just, I don't know whether I'm coming or going. So I've got my Christmas jumper and I've got my Christmas hat, my Santa hat. That I wore. I'll put it on again. It's a bit pathetic, really, isn't it? What a loser. Because Christmas never lasts as long as you want it to, does it? It always just goes really quickly. It seems to, the actual day seems to last ages. Lots of sitting around feeling really ill and like full up and knackered. But then it's gone and you miss it. The anticipation, it never quite delivers after the anticipation, the build up. There's like a bubble. The build up to Christmas lasts from about mid-October, and then it's like someone bursts the balloon with a pin and it goes pop, and you're left sort of like wondering what's happened. Just goes, you know, you open your presents and then there's nothing under the tree anymore. That's always depressing. You know, before you open your presents, there's just stuff. Oh, there's just stuff. And you're like, wow, it's not all of you, obviously. It'd be nice, but so yeah. This is Christmas presents. This is one of them. It's from my mum. It's a little Star Wars Stormtrooper LED light. It's really cool. Little present. My main present is money every year, but that's, and you know, that's not because nobody tries with me. It's because I'm an awkward bastard. An awkward bastard to buy presents for, and so that everyone just generally gives me money. I get money from my dad and my mum and my nan. She's gone now, so I don't have to watch 24-hour rolling news ever again, or just horrible musicals and ballet. And I don't have to hear her talking about what's in the Daily Mail, which is nice. Anyway, that was a present, little present from my mum. It's got LED lights in its feet. There you go. And it takes two batteries, two times CR20253U batteries. Apparently, you have to there's a little plate you have to unscrew, which seems like a bit of a hassle, but. And then you can just walk around just pointing Stormtrooper feet in people's faces. Also from my mum, it's a small present. Creamy and crumbly, naturally sublime and sassy butter and sea salt fudge. Now, nothing worth its salt doesn't have sea salt in it nowadays. I think the sun's going to be here to stay for a bit longer this time. Bollocks. Sea salt's everywhere. It's lovely. Try it. Anything got sea salt? It seems a bit bizarre, it's a bit strange, but I think it's the same principle as Pete's banana and cheese sandwich. Yes, that's sort of sweet and savoury, you know. Yeah, or peanut butter Kit Kats. Try peanut butter Kit Kats. Same principle. Really nice. It works. And I know this is gonna be lovely. But quite often I've had good salty fudge, and it makes your lips tingle afterwards, and you think this isn't doing me any good at all. My arteries are just going screaming out. But I know this is gonna be lovely. Monty Bojangles, fine confectioners of London. This is from my aunt. It's from my aunt. I've never actually met. I think I've mentioned in recent, past Christmas present videos. I've never actually met her. She always buys me a Christmas present. She's my dad's sister, and but she always buys me a Christmas present, which it's just nice. It's nice. She's sort of the only person in that family who's. Oh, I'm not going to go on that. You know. That could sort of go off on some weird tangent, so I'm not going to go there. But anyway, she buys me presents every year, even though I've never met her. So I feel a bit guilty. But she's bought me a flat cap, which actually I think is really cool. It is really cool. It's a tweed cap. The only downside is she's from that side of the family. And that side of the family, and I'm a victim of this as well. That side of the family all have massive heads. I've got a massive head, so hats. It's quite a traumatic event buying a hat for me, and hence generally I have to go with the largest size possible and hope it fits over my massive Swede. This one doesn't, unfortunately, so it's got all the tags, so I'm going to have to take it back. I'm definitely going to get myself another one, because I like it. It's a flat cap, so I can look like is it a busboy? Or busboy, that's what you get in restaurants, isn't it? You take plates. What are they called? What's the word? It's old school. Oh, I'll give up. Anyway, it's a flat tweedy cap. Also from my mum, I get every year. Two vests. Now this one, because it's from Uniqlo. Uniqlo are like a sort of Gap crossed with H&M. They're not expensive. The whole thing is they're cheap, but they've got this thing called Heat Tech. It's one of these things, you know, across a whole range of sort of commerce and just general things you can buy in shops. There are grand claims over products, and so few of them can actually back up those grand claims with actual truth. Like I think Flora Proactive it can reduce cholesterol, and hence they charge astronomical amounts for it. There's that women's makeup that actually does get rid of wrinkles. And there was a time whenever it was sort of released, there'd be queues around the block. And this is another one. This Heat Tech stuff it's really thin, but it keeps you warm. It's alchemy. It's bizarre. It's voodoo. But so, and they're dirt cheap as well. So if you're into things like skiing or going out climbing or hiking. Get yourself down Uniqlo and get one of these, because they're just amazing. So, from my sister's dad's. That's my dad. My sister's boyfriend's daughter. Because my sister's boyfriend has a daughter by another woman. Before my sister knew him. And she was there on Christmas Day, and she got loads and loads of presents, bizarre things. So you got this one present actually, one present. It's a big long like plastic sausage dog, big long plastic sausage dog that you feed all this weird yellow goo, and its tail waggles, and you sort of you've got this weird like nozzle that feeds into it. You pump the nozzle, and then the weird goo shits out the other end. It's great fun because it makes all these funny noises. It makes all these farting noises, like really realistic farting noises. But it's what a strange but brilliant idea for a game. It's a game because you roll the dice. Where the dice is, you get to pump the little pump, and you can hear the sort of like the sort of weird slurpy farty noises as this goo moves along from the mouth to the rear end of the dog. That actually exists. It's Doggy Doo something. Look it up. It's probably on Amazon. And you pump the pump, and it goes. It gets higher and higher and higher, and eventually this weird green goop goes shits out the other end. I played it on Christmas Day and I lost on purpose because she's only 8 or 9. She made me that. Well, actually, I half made it myself. She got this bracelet maker, and she showed me how to make it, and so I half did that myself, and then she finished it off and gave it to me. So, well, I'm lucky. From my sister, T-shirts, and a film I've never seen but always wanted to see, Ted. It's supposed to be really good, although I'm not actually a massive fan of Seth MacFarlane. I mean, this is probably might get me a lot of stick, but I think Family Guy is totally overrated. Just doesn't even begin to get close to the quality of Simpsons or South Park. It thinks it's funnier than it is. That's my opinion. Don't shoot me. But suffice to say, I have really wanted to see this. Also for my sister, Doctor Who official miscellany book, trivia book, just shitloads of stuff about Doctor Who. Because I like Doctor Who. And did anyone watch the one on Christmas Day? It's good. I got a bit confused. But then I always get confused in sort of Doctor Who in parts. You know, you don't always quite doesn't always quite register why certain things are happening. But I did enjoy them on Christmas Day, and I think I wasn't initially too impressed with the choice of Peter Capaldi as Doctor Who. I just thought he's sort of more of the same. This sort of skinny white guy. I mean, it doesn't have to mean it's a doctor. Doctors aren't necessarily blokes. Well, unless there's something in the Doctor Who mythology that means Doctor Who is a bloke always, but or white, so to speak. You know, he could be anywhere. He could be an alien. Doesn't have to be human. Oh, and he's not human, is he? He's an alien. Oh, what am I talking about? But I got that from my sister. Doctor Who trivia. And the final present I've got, apart from obviously the money, I will be getting some more stuff, which essentially will count as Christmas presents. I'm going to look on eBay, but the actual stuff I want, I'm really particular about. That's why people have problems buying me presents. But I've got a selection of about six or seven PS1 games, which I'd want to look out for, but they're all relatively highly priced. You know, some of them really highly priced, like Mega Man games or you know, other things. But so I'm gonna have to bide my time with that. So, but this game here was actually for my mum. I actually had to buy it myself. I would have bought it otherwise. I think you've got a little sneaky peek there. I would have bought it otherwise, but I was buying Christmas presents and couldn't afford it for myself. It came from Amazon, and because it rarely pops up on eBay or anything, I had to nab it, but obviously couldn't afford it, and so I had to do the old manoeuvre where you buy it for yourself and say, "Excuse me, Rob, can you give this to me as a Christmas present and give me the money back or something, or get her to get it, whatever." Anyway, and it's a PS2 game, and now my list of PS2 games I actually want is down to about 2 or 3. There's a sub list which is quite a lot more extensive, maybe about 30 titles, but I've looked at them and I could really give or take all of them. Take or leave, not give or take or leave, all of them. Because some of them aren't necessarily games I want, but wouldn't mind playing. Others are games I wouldn't mind having, but are expensive. Other games, they're titles that are in genres I like RPGs, that aren't necessarily supposed to be, the reputation's not that good. So there's all these reasons why I don't want them, or wouldn't really go out of my way to get them. But this one was in the upper list, and it's a game called Graffiti Kingdom. Now, rarely see anyone talking about this game. It's a Taito release. I first saw this in a branch of CEX years ago. I had no idea what it was. What the hell's that? I thought, what the hell's that? I'd never seen it before, and it was £8. I think it's around about the same price now. It might be about £8 or £10. Thought, shall I take a gamble on it? But I didn't. I don't. I wouldn't necessarily gamble on a game like that, but it did look interesting. But rarely seen it since. It sort of rarely. It's sort of, you see about 1 copy a month on eBay, or 1 copy every 2 months on eBay, and more often than not they're overpriced by now, so that, you're never going to go there anyway unless you're really desperate. Rarely turns up on auction. So I saw this on Amazon. I think it was about 15. Oh yeah. It's from private seller. So no, it wasn't. No, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was 15.46 altogether. Oh, this is one of these ones that was honoured by Amazon, I think. So hence why I've got the little Amazon receipt. And it was in perfect nick, all bar it got a little bit damage in the post, and the little centre thing so the disc isn't totally secure. So I'm going to have to, annoyingly, because the case is really nice, so I'm going to have to get another case for it. But essentially, it's this sort of little cute game. It's not so much a platform; it's more of a cutesy 3D adventure, third-person adventure game. It's got like pretensions to be sort of quirky in the same way as like the Katamari games. We love Katamari, but it doesn't quite go that far. It only gets so far and then doesn't go the full whack, which essentially We Love Katamari is. But it's still quirky enough. And the main draw, I think there's this evil dude who's, I can't remember what the story is because I did actually put it in to test it. I'll read the back. Assume the identity of the daring Prince Pixel and that's weird. There's a spelling mistake. Assume the identity of the daring Prince Pixel and rescuer. That should be rescue, I think. But there's an extra R. It says rescuer. There's an extra R between the U and the E. Rescuer. I wonder if that makes it. That's a misprint. That makes it rare. Ooh. Not that anyone wants this game anyway. Assume the identity of daring Prince Pixel and rescue your missing parents kidnapped by an evil demon. With the help of your faithful box dog Pastel and a powerful magic wand, discover the power of the graffiti, which allows you to bring anything you draw to life. And so that's the crux. It's sort of like it's a sort of third-person cutesy sort of beat 'em up. No, actually, it's an adventure game. It's not as much a platformer. There probably are platforming jumping bits in it, but the combat's really basic. But it's just duff things up or shoot them. But the main draw is that you can design all these different characters. I think there's quite a sort of a little underground group of people. Who are really into this game. and design all these elaborate characters. And there's quite a lot of videos of this game on YouTube, people using them, and they're really funny. You can essentially do anything, do all this really funny stuff. Just make just general like blobs that run around the map and attack in weird ways. And you know, you can fire, and I think you can use like melee attacks and stuff like that. But it's supposed to be okay actually. I think it got decent reviews, not major reviews, but see, look, there's this little mechanic on the back there, that one. You can make anything you like. But there you go. Those were my Christmas presents. And this was my one and only gaming Christmas present, essentially, because I sort of bought it for myself. Anyway, these are actually pickups. I'm going to be pretty quick with these, but there's one really major thing here that I was just blown away about. Just really the most exciting thing. It's not going to mean anything to anyone, I don't think, primarily because it's a DVD and it's not a game, but it's one of the most exciting thing I've bought all year, for the whole of 2013, which is a grand claim, but it's true. This isn't it. This first DVD I actually bought because I bought my dad a DVD. It was the 1968 European Cup final between Manchester United and Benfica at Wembley. When it arrived, the central hub on the disc holder had broken, so the disc was knocking around in the case, and I had to open it up, and I discovered our bollocks, and I had to essentially find a nice case that I could swap it over, because I wasn't going to send it back because it was too close to Christmas and I wasn't going to do that. So I had to find a nice case that looked brand new, and I looked around CEX, and you get like dirt cheap films in CEX, and I've got this. This is the film I wanted to see anyway. So I've got Fish Tank by Andrea Arnold. She's Andrea Arnold. It's set on a council estate. I can't really exactly remember. It's got Michael Fassbender in it, but it's good. Andrea Arnold is one of a really strong group of female UK directors who are doing really well at the moment. So I can't remember exactly what the plot is of this, but there's things like Lynn Ramsey's another one, and there's another film been out recently. I can't remember her name, but it involves street races with horse and carts, kids, you know. But it's Fish Tank. That's £1.50. But I wanted it again. It was essentially I got it for the case, so I could give it to my dad. Next one I got in a charity shop in Inception. It's £1.49, which not seen it, and I remember when this came out, everyone was raving about it. So be nice to give it a crack. Now this one, it's the last DVD I've got. This is my best find of the year, and that isn't even an exaggeration. How long have I got? 23 minutes. There's it's not so much a movement. I'll call it for the purposes of it, you know, convenience. I'll call it a movement, cinema movement called mumblecore. It's essentially a it's a style. It's a filmmaking style. They essentially use non-professional actors, and it's young. It's all the stories about. Actually, they're not really stories. They don't really have narratives. It's just they follow sort of 20-somethings around, sort of, who are just basically learning about life and where they want to be. They're quite creative people, and there's one film called Mutual Appreciation. This guy's in a band, and his mate's girlfriend keeps cracking onto him, stuff like that, and not a lot happens apart from that. But a lot of the exponents of mumblecore have gone on to do bigger things. I think the main exponent, I think he was the one who coined the phrase, but it was coined it in, just sort of flippantly coined it, and somebody in the press sort of latched onto this word mumblecore and ran with it, and hence this sort of style was born. And he's called Andrew I don't know how you pronounce his name. It's Bujalski, Bujalski, and he's made a film recently called Computer Chess, which is supposed to be really good. But I'll actually show you it. It's called Quiet City and Dance Party USA, Probably going back about 2008, maybe a bit further. I'm not sure. Maybe not quite so far. There's a season on BBC Two of these mumblecore films, and they would always be on sort of BBC Two, sort of about 12 o'clock at night, and no one would ever watch them, obviously for those particular reasons. They wouldn't expect anyone to really watch them, so they put them on, in the graveyard shift. And but I watched them and really enjoyed them. I always enjoyed mumblecore films. They're just generally awkward people, like all sort of quite bad acting. You would criticise the acting if you didn't really know what you were watching. But sometimes it's awkward people in awkward situations, which lends itself to this poor acting. So you don't really notice it that much. But these two films were on one after the other. I think it was one night years ago on BBC Two. I really enjoyed them. Really enjoyed both of them. Went to look on eBay to see if I could get a copy. Couldn't find them. eBay didn't even recognise it. Nothing in the search engine recognised it, and there was no completed listings. Looked on Amazon. I think there was one. It was about $40, and it was one seller out of America. And I came to realise that it was never released in the UK, and it was never released in the UK, only in America. And according to Amazon, it was sort of only region 1. So I put it on my list anyway, just on the off chance it might one day get released, but never thought anything of it. And I've excuse me, just sort of looked sort of on and off, but nothing's ever changed because they're so niche. I think that's probably the reason why they're so niche. But they're a niche brand of filmmaking that I really enjoy. But I essentially wrote them off as me never ever being able to have one, being able to see them, or I'd have to wait for something like iTunes or something, But and I think I looked on American eBay, and then none were selling on American eBay. I think at the moment the best place now you can get them is US Amazon, and even then, brand new, they're asking sort of like $30, but I think you can get them for about sort of $7, $8, $9, $10 sort of used. But I was in this charity shop. I'm getting to the point. I was in this charity shop, just minding my own business. Saw a game, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Saw a game, looked at it. It was a 3-disc game, which was a bit of a clue. 3-disc game, and he had 2 discs in it. It was only $1.99, so I put it back. Bit disappointed. I thought someone's nicked a disc. He was missing the first disc. And I was about to leave, and I sort of looked up at the DVDs and did a double take. I went, hang on, I recognise those film names. Is it? Could it be? Because I'd always had this idea in my head, even though these films were region 1. I always had this idea in my head that maybe one day I'd be able to buy one on eBay, or one will pop up on eBay, and I could use some sort of region bypass on my PS2 or something. And I've got that the memory card that TJ Players sent me, which I have used, but I generally struggle to use. But I thought something sort of that was sort of slightly within my my abilities, so to speak, more convenient for me. So I'd keep a lookout for the real thing, but it would never happen. But then I saw it. I saw one. I did a sort of double take. It was just mind blowing. Seriously, is that what I think it is? I think, well, it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter anyway. I won't be able to watch it. But then I thought, no, I'm going to buy it, and then I'll just keep it around until I can get a sort of more concrete way of, go away, son, a more concrete way of watching Region 1 discs. I looked on the back. It turns out all these years that Amazon was lying. It's region 3, region all. Seriously, this is blowing my mind, and I was so excited. I was just, you know how when you see something really, really good in the charity shop, and I just got this buzz. But it came like this. It had the sticker they'd sealed. All the other DVDs were either sealed or they had their discs in. And it came with seals like this, but the seals were torn, like that, top and bottom were torn. So I slid it out, opened it up, there were no discs in there. I was like, oh. I was thinking, are you serious? This one, it's basically 2 films in one. That's, yeah. Are you serious? It's something I've been looking out for donkey's years, and when I eventually find it, someone's nicked the discs. Are you taking the piss? I think these things are. Why would anyone nick the discs? These films are so niche. Seriously, there's somebody into the same sort of niche cinema that I am, who's also a thief, and also a petty thief, who the sort of person who steals discs from charity shops. I was gutted. Just on the off chance, I took it to the counter. And, excuse me, this doesn't seem to have any discs in it. You don't, you wouldn't. There wouldn't really be anyone else in it, anywhere else with those. Oh, actually, yeah, we keep them behind the counter. I went, seriously? I just wanted to go, you just made my day. And she looked for them and she went, leaf through the book. I would never have expected that to happen, because like I said, all the other DVDs were either sealed with these seals like that, obviously with the discs in there, or they had the discs in, like the game, because the game had discs in the case. And but no, I asked, and she had them. And I really wanted to go, you don't know how happy I am. You seriously just made my day, but I didn't. I just, because I'm British, and I've kept my reserve. No public displays of enthusiasm. So just that made my day. That made my day. But then I thought, hang on, if they've got a little booklet of all the discs, maybe that disc that was missing. So, Dance Party USA and Quiet City, $1.99. That's made my year. That did. If you want to buy them, I wouldn't know what they're worth on eBay, but you go and look on Amazon. That will cost you probably about 25 quid to import from the US. So I went for $1.99, and I can't get the labels off. So I might just have to chuck away the out sleeve. Well, the out sleeve's got lots of information on it, but which isn't present on the main case. Anyway, so I thought to myself, if she's got this little booklet, here comes the sun. The cloud's still there, but it's partly. I thought to myself, this is a long video. No, that's not what I thought to myself. I thought to myself, hang on, if they've got their little booklet with all the discs in, maybe they've got the disc from the game that was missing, the first disc. Maybe someone's just taken the first disc rather than take all. I don't know why would you do that? Take one disc of 3 and put it in the case and not take the other 2. But that's what had happened. She looked and she found it, and it turns out that the actual game doesn't cost much more than I paid for it. $1.99 in CX. It's about £1 more. It's LA Noire. So LA Noire. It comes with 3 discs, and it only had discs 2 and 3. So she had disc 1 in her little folder. And again, I just want to say, you seriously don't know how much you made my day, but I didn't. But there you go. It's a game I fancy trying. I've never been too sort of impressed by the weird, creepy sort of facial technology that they use. I don't think it necessarily works. But one of my favourite films is Chinatown, and I really like LA Confidential, and all that jazz. So it sounds like a nice sort of departure from the norm. So they're trying something different, which I can't really knock. So that was LA Noire, and I was just buzzing. I've got these 2 just buzzing, especially that, just mind blowing. Made my year. I think I've said that before. Right, there you go. 3 more games. Finally, 3 more games. In a branch of Cash Generator, Dragon Age 2. Yeah, Dragon Age 2. That's only 1 disc, isn't it? Yeah, only 1 disc. So it's Dragon Age 2, and I've got Dragon Age and enjoy it. I really want to play Dragon Age 2. I don't think Dragon Age 2 is supposed to be quite as good. It's got like flaws, like technical flaws, but you know, I'm willing to give it a crack, and it was only $1.99. Willing to give it a crack, but I took it to the counter, and I think the guy working there was new, because he kept having to ask the other woman there like stuff, and I gave him the case. Can I have this? Actually, I had to go and get money. That was annoying because they wouldn't take my card for $1.99. But I came back, got my cash. Yeah, mate. He looked in. He said another one. They keep the disc separate. He looked in the little folder, found the disc, put it in the case. But luckily, before he closed the case up, I saw that it had oh shit! What game was it? He put the wrong game in. Obviously, the disc was in the wrong slot, and I forgot, what was it? Infamous, I think it was. Yeah, he put Infamous in. Luckily, I saw it. Put the wrong game in. So sorry, mate, that's the wrong game. And he went, oh, sorry. And then he looked through for about 10 minutes, and I was standing there with my arms folded, and he was getting a bit more and more desperate and embarrassed. And having told me that he wouldn't take my card for this game, eventually found it, and I got it. So it's Dragon Age 2. And last two, this was the same day as the story, the pre-Christmas story about me and the kid in CEX. If you've not seen my pre-Christmas video, it's nothing dodgy, but so go and watch it to learn the context. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, in Camden, just went for a mooch looking for Christmas presents. There's cash converters in Camden, but it's actually in Kentish Town, so you have to sort of walk quite a way. It's okay. It's big. It's got a decent range of stuff, but their prices are a bit wacky. Like they generally charge about £6 or £7 for a GameCube game. It's just like, seriously. So you generally see certain interesting things on the shelves, but then you look at the price and you go, oh, God, one after the other. But then sometimes certain things are cheaper. Generally none of it makes sense. So those sort of shops are good to go in, because you want to find something which is sort of the other side, the good side of wrong, rather than the bad side of wrong, price wise. And a game that had been recommended by Tino777, the font of all knowledge when it comes to interesting little titles on general formats. It's Batman Brave and the Bold by Way Forward, and I love, really enjoy Contra 4 on the DS, and this is the same sort of 2D format that Way Forward specialise in. And the reviews are pretty good on this. I remember when Rob talking about this in his video, and I checked out the reviews, and the reviews are good. But in the price wise, it's about sort of £10, and I think it's about 10, 12, maybe, might be a bit lower. 8 to 12 pounds on CEX. I wasn't sure about, but I was aware of how much they charge for it. I think it might be a bit cheaper on eBay. I don't know. But I knew £3.49 was definitely worth it. So I took it to the counter. And this time he would take my card, which I was glad about. He would take my card, and he went away to go and get the game. And he said, "Would you be interested in these?" When he came back, and put these two DS games on the top, and they were Phantom Hourglass and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team for £1 each. Again, all these DS games are wacky prices, but then they come up with these two sort of worthwhile DS games for £1 each. And I went, alright then, so I had them. So I just had them. Adam, you want these? Yeah, I'll have them. So I had them. And then he said to me, so who's the lucky kid that these are for? And I went, actually, this one's for me. So, but I don't actually have the other two now, because I've got Phantom Hourglass, and I had a crack on Mystery Dungeon, and it's a bit of a basic roguelike RPG, and it didn't, it's a bit boring. So I traded them and got, along with something else. I thought what I traded, along with something else, I got myself 23. I think I spent in total on whatever all this stuff was, £4, and got £23 credit in CEX. That's including the £2 I spent on the 2 DS games. But this is the one I've still got. Brave and the Bold, especially really good. And finally, this is the, oh Jesus Christ, 40 minutes. Finally, this is the. There's been a lot of talking in this video. I've eaten a lot of sugar today. I've still got shitloads of stuff like chocolate Brazils left over from Christmas and just general chocolates and peanuts and stuff. There's a little tip. Chocolate Brazils. I went on a tour before Christmas to get some. Bit difficult. Ended up getting them from the market, which I thought was the best price I could find, and it was a decent price. I ended up paying about £4 for 500 grams. But I went all these random shops, like pound shops and stuff. No luck. Eventually, at the end of the day, went into Poundland. You know, the branch of discount stores. Poundland. Found a 175 gram bag of Brazil nuts, chocolate Brazils, for £1, obviously, which works out at, for the same price, that would be for £4 700 grams, and I'd pay £4 for 500 grams. But whatever you do, don't go and get any from Hollands and Barrett, because for £3.99, the same price, £4, they have 200 grams. So, which is ridiculous. So for the same price, in Poundland, you get an extra 500 grams. There you go. I don't know where that came from. Finally, the same day as got that, just walking through the charity shops in Camden, on my way back to the station, the best gaming find I've had in a while. It's Jurassic Park Operation Genesis for £1.50. £1.50. It's a bit bashed. I think the case is a bit scuffed. Ugh, I just discovered some piece of like dirty protest on the disc. Discs about a 5 or 6, but it will work. If it doesn't work, I'll go and get it cleaned, and I'll definitely got to clean that blob of brown stuff. But £1.50, can't really complain with that. It was on my list. I had a little buzz. I had a good day that day. I got the Batman Brave and the Bold and the 2 DS games that I've since traded. So I punched the air, I did. No, I didn't. It's really dark. Tell. See, look. See, look how that brightens it up. I'm gonna go now because I've kept you way too long, and I'm gonna go and eat some more chocolate Brazils. Otherwise, they'll be here till next Christmas eating them. And I'm going to pad this video out because it needs it. 39, 40, 41. Have a good New Year. Whatever you do, whether you go out or you stay in. I hope you've already got what they wanted for Christmas as well. Thanks for joining new subs. I've just realised that all of my YouTube emails, notifications and stuff go into my junk mail. So if you've left a comment on one of my videos and I've not replied to it, I apologise because I might have deleted it. Just something I've noticed, and I think isn't it to do with you have to add them as a contact on Google Plus or something like that. Sorry, someone running past my window, so I'll let you go. I won't keep you any longer. Jesus, this might well be one of my longest videos. Watch it in instalments. I should have told that at the beginning, because it means nothing now, doesn't it? There's no point in me telling you that right at the end of the video to watch it in instalments. Maybe I'll edit in a little bit at the beginning, but I probably won't. So, thanks for watching. I hope everyone had a really good Christmas, and I'll see you in the new year. See you later. Hello, just to make this video even longer, to take it over the 45-minute mark, ignore the whirring in the background. That's my computer. I'll just shout over it. Something I've forgotten, present, quite a major present actually, so I thought I needed to include it. Game of Thrones from my mum. What the hell is that? That's the shadow from my camera. Yeah. Game of Thrones. Hopefully that's not as dark as it looks on the thingy screen. Game of Thrones. I watched the first 3 episodes of season 1, series 1. I don't like season, I want to say series. I'm going to be bloody minded and persist with series. Series 1. A few months ago on Pick TV when it was free, and as they like to do on Sky, like a common smack dealer giving all the smackheads free stuff and then making them pay for it once they're addicted. They whipped it away, old fucking Murdoch whipped it away. Put it on Sky where I couldn't watch it anymore. So I had to just wait for the box sets. So I've got this, and I think isn't the number 3 coming out soon? I can't remember that. Which I'm really, really excited by because I really enjoyed the 3 episodes I saw. But yeah, Rupert Murdoch ripped off the business strategies of common smack dealers. What a scumbag! Game of Thrones.